Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Drib and I'm here with my buddy Joshua Bardwell. We are in Atlanta where Joshua joined me and some of the Rotor Riot guys for our second quad camp event. It was a lot of fun and I think we helped a lot of people. But after the event, we were decompressing a bit, watching some videos, old and new, and we got to talking about what are the tricks that kind of like defined FPV freestyle. It really made you go like, oh my god, that never...
Every so often you're watching a freestyle video and you're like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, that's cool. But then you see somebody do a trick and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then a lot of the times, then like 2 months later, everybody's doing that trick.
Normalized, right.
And I thought, we could probably pick some of those. Some of those really stand out.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk, what did you title this?
I'm calling it
Five mind-blowing FPV tricks that forever redefine freestyle.
Number 1.
Well, we'll start with John. So what started this conversation is a recent Johnny FPV video, The Backwards Wall Ride. And honestly, it was the. And honestly, when I saw the title, I rolled my eyes. Oh yeah, let's see what you got. And then I saw it. It's sick, and it's so long, and it's on this perfect building. It's like as he's going backwards, it's like it's so cool.
I don't think I'd seen a backwards wall ride like that. Sometimes pilots will do them where they're falling down the building.
Yeah.
But he's actually accelerating up, and he actually like flies off the end of the building backwards.
Yeah.
I'm not even really sure how physics works that way.
It's all edited. All of Johnny's FPV.
No, that's true.
All of Johnny's videos
Charpu.
are actually, they're just made by Charpu. They're rendered out at DreamWorks. Yeah.
Number 2.
The very next thing you brought up, you're like, when I saw that wall ride, what it made you think of that Charpu?
The very first video I can think of that really blew my mind in FPV was from, no surprise, Charpu.
Right. So yeah, he slides under the car, and I think it was ping pong balls. I think he'd taken ping pong balls, cut them in half, and attached them to the bottom of the quad.
So he could skid.
So he could get the skids.
I didn't know that.
We now have a product just for that. Yeah. Quad skids.
What really strikes me about watching those old videos is objectively how bad the quads flew. Also, how good pilots had to be to get those amazing flights out of these. I mean, the quad by today's standards, it looks really loose. It's got all these vibrations. We had to work so hard. The other thing that impressed me about that video is the standards for piloting have come up so much. He's shooting gaps, but he's not doing juicy flicks and stuff, because you just couldn't do that then. Right. It was impossible.
But just flying through that gap, the level of commitment to just
and we were just like, oh my god, what happened? What did you do?
Number 3.
So as all this stuff evolved, quads got better, pilots started pushing the limits of what flight envelope is. I remember seeing the first Maddy Flips. I would say that's third on this list.
If there's any pilot who has pushed the limits of what quads can do, it's Maddy.
You're probably familiar with power loops, right? You go backward, loop around an object. The Maddy Flips, you go past the object going over it and then flip backwards through it.
And I think you could argue that was the beginning of blind moves. We see a lot of pilots like Johnny and Willie and other juicy style pilots doing a lot of blind moves. And in fact, I saw today at the quad camp, there was a freaking 11-year-old kid he was doing these crazy blind moves, and I'm like, what? So that's just a thing now.
Right. Mattystuntz comes around, does the Maddy Flip. Everyone's trying to do this, and now backwards flying gets so much more normalized. There's still not a lot of pilots that do consistent backwards moves like that, but it just...
But nobody...
Nobody
flies
now.
But only Maddy flies 60 degrees up to.
Number 4.
Now this one you wanted to take off the list, but I insisted that we put it on the list.
Oh, Tommy.
I think Rotor Riot deserves to be on the list. And you were like, we can't put ourselves on the list. And I said, I'll put you on the list. I'm not a Rotor Riot pilot. I'm not affiliated with you.
I'm kind of into talking about this because at the time I was an outsider. I was getting started. I remember watching Chernobyl, and it seemed so unobtainable. So Tommy dives. What is it? It's a giant antenna.
It's like an antenna.
It's a giant freaking antenna. It's like mile high.
Yeah.
And it's open. There's these, and Tommy
he's
dives
so nervous.
through it.
When he's
the
getting ready to
build-up.
do it, you showed the whole build-up.
Right.
Because a lot of people think that the pro pilots, they just show the trick, right? And I like that Maddy did this also with the Maddy Flip. At the end of that video, he shows the behind the scenes of all the work he had to do to get that one take.
Right.
Now he can just do it.
Right.
But the first time you do it is so much work. And Tommy's so nervous.
Yeah, same thing with the Duga dive. I remember the whole lead up to, is someone going to do it? Everyone's too scared to do it.
And finally somebody does it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. It's insane.
Number 5.
The Steele Orbit. He's not with Rotor Riot anymore, so now we can shamelessly put him on this list.
Right.
If he's at a location, I'm going to stand on that thing and orbit myself.
It's such a simple trick, But it's one of those tricks that is hard to do really clean and perfect and consistent.
Yeah.
And it's one of those tricks that has just become the norm. People just kind of do orbits now.
Right.
But he was one of the first to really popularize it.
Oh, dude, you know what? Someone else. I've got to get Skitzo in here because what's this, probably gonna be our 6th one. We're breaking the rules.
Number 5.5.
His dive at the F3 Expo. He dives through the tower gate. That was a moment that I was just, oh my God, what did he just do? And I think since then, tower gates have become more standard. It's more of a standard obstacle. That was probably one of the first dives that got a lot of attention. And
just because F3 was so visible.
Right. We've covered 6.
Wait.
What? Give us what?
There's one more.
What?
There's one more pilot that we cannot possibly overlook. It's Blackout.
Oh. Yeah, because
Blackout.
he like invented.
Because he invented mini quads,
yes.
right? At least first to mass produce a carbon fiber mini quad frame. So
yeah, his earlier videos just going through the trees.
A quad can fit in there?
What? And again, it's all relative to what you're used to seeing. So you're used to seeing these giant quads, kind of, oh my God, oh my God, and then you see something going, but you're like, is this sped up?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I guess that's not really a trick.
There's not one trick.
So it's kind of like 6.5. Let us know in the comments below. What did we forget?
Who blew your mind?
Right.
Who did a trick that blew your mind, and then you were like, whoa, nothing will ever be the same again?
Let us know.
It was me, wasn't it?